I'm live, says my phone. Every time I do this, I want to like try a different way. I have not been feeling well, so I've just sort of been in bed for the whole day, and I'm gonna do this from here because I didn't feel like getting dressed. You're all welcome. 0 viewers. Mostly just wanted to follow through on this promise that I made. Hi, Jules. Oh, this like chat function works a lot better than the desktop one. Anyway, welcome to my bedroom. Here it is. Just have been having a semi-productive weekend. I've been trying to do National Novel Writing Month, and I keep falling behind and then having to do like tons of words all in a row, which only kind of works because then I feel like I'm just like writing a bunch of nonsense just to write instead of sticking with making it like semi-good. So I'm not really loving where things are going right now, and I'm in like kind of a spot where I don't know what to do with some of the characters or like where it's really going. And I also find myself breaking a lot of rules. I gotta stop playing with my hair. Like doing a lot of telling, not showing, which is the worst. And I just like, I don't know where to fully go with any of it. I'm like, bleh. Obviously, I think the best thing to do is just to kind of pick it up from where it is and then just like change it however I want and just go from there instead of trying to like stay true to what I already have, which clearly isn't working, but for some reason, easier said than done. And I'm not feeling like I have any like very creative ideas right now. That could be partially because I've been doing so many adaptations or things that are like in a world where I already have a lot of information about the characters or the trajectory of like where things should go. Kind of makes it hard to be original when you have to write other stuff. Anyway, that's where I'm at with my National Novel Writing project. Sort of hating it. And it's about the midway point, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I've been trying to do like writing sprints. Hi, Chelsea. And those have been working because like focusing on just writing has been good. Anyway, that's a fun update. Now I'm just gonna put it on Twitter that I'm live streaming, just in case. Because, you know, people really want to see that. Or not. Ugh, yeah, yuck. I just looked at my manuscript again and just went, ew. I hate you. Anyway, so I haven't been feeling very well, and I've sort of just been like in a funk. This month has been rough. Partially because of Nano, and partially because of just lots of work related stuff, and also because my everything like personal and emotional has been kind of like in an upheaval this month. I like had a breakup, but it was a weird breakup because we weren't like together, so and that just was terrible and sucked. So I'm like kind of really ready for November to peace out so I can stop writing and stop having this stupid Like it's November's fault. I don't know. So for my birthday, I went with, oh yeah, I did manage to change it. Side note, from Amanda Taylor's 88, because that was my original vlog process, to make 88 vlogs, and then I stopped doing that. Anyway, I went for my birthday with my friend Camille, and we got a tarot reading, and I had the guy give me like a 6 months, like, look at my year, and he was like, November is gonna suck, and I was like, well, that's silly. I'm not gonna lean into that. But then it like really has sucked, so I think maybe he was just correct. But like, I don't really like Thanksgiving, like at all. And I do not like, yeah, the weather changing doesn't really bother me, honestly. Like, having it be dark outside is fine. I don't usually feel that super productive. Like during the day, I'm not like, the sun's out, I gotta like do stuff. I'm kind of more like early in the morning or later at night. I don't know. I think it's just because it's like the letdown from Halloween, which is my favorite holiday, and sort of the very stressful build up to Christmas, which is becoming my least favorite holiday because it's just so much. Ugh. Yeah. I'm feeling like a real Scrooge about Christmas this year. It's just like so much pressure, and you want it to like be amazing and magical, and then you realize you have to make that happen for yourself. Pass. I'm being really negative right now. Hurry, quick! Somebody tell me something good. Oh, Chelsea, you said you got back from seeing Thor, right? Yes. Okay, so I don't know who has or hasn't seen Thor Ragnarok, who is watching this right now, but I won't say anything spoilery. I will just say, what a thing. Oh, very bad connection. It says that it is barely connected. Oh no. Anyway, it's just like the most fun movie. It's super funny and enjoyable. And I cannot say the same for like every superhero movie. I just like, I don't know why they always have to go really dark and be like gritty or whatever. I like the stuff that's really just like bright and fun, and it's like good guys win, bad guys lose. Also, there's punching. Done. Like, I'm in. But yeah, this one was directed by a comedian who allowed his cast to just go to town. So, they did. And they, I think, ad-libbed like some huge percentage of the script and just like made jokes, and they're very good at making jokes. So, man, I laughed so hard, and I've seen it twice, and I definitely want to see it more times because it's so funny. I feel like I'm talking really slow, and it's because I'm trying to like kind of watch what people are saying because there's like a little bit of a delay. So, sorry. What else? What else? Man, I love Thor. Oh my gosh, I've told everyone to see it, so you're all included in that now if you haven't seen it. You need to go. And like, yes, okay, Thor is my favorite Avenger. He's beautiful, undeniable. But Tom Hiddleston is, wow. He is just, wow. Oh my gosh. So I've had some kind of privileged run-ins with a bunch of people from the MCU, but Tom Hiddleston is one of them. And he is just delightful and charming and such a gentleman, and he's just super smart and pretty much exactly what you think like a British man is gonna be. Like, can quote Shakespeare, looks great in a Oxford shirt. Knows how to make jokes about literary figures. He's just really adorable. So I have a special place in my heart for him, and I was really mad about him and Taylor Swift, but I think I got over it because, as Chelsea said, he's looking really good in Thor Ragnarok, and he's like such the antithesis to Thor. They've done a really good job making them opposite. So Thor's like super buff and blonde, and he's like this skinny, but he looks great in these leather pants. Like, his butt is incredible. Sorry, Tom, I'm totally objectifying you. You're never gonna see this, so it's honestly fine. What else is going on? I want to see Lady Bird, but I haven't seen Lady Bird yet. Circumstances have prevented that from occurring. I am very excited. I'm not 100% in the mindset yet for like awardsy movies that are a little bit more thinky, and more like emotional and kind of artistic and what have you. Kaylee and I did a double feature last night, and we watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is one of my favorite movies at all time. I'm like not an Audrey Hepburn fan. I'm sort of anti-Audrey Hepburn in a lot of ways, but I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. And then we watched The Great Gatsby, the Baz Luhrmann one, which I haven't seen since it came out in whatever year that was, 2013. And oh my gosh, it was so boring. It's like 45 minutes too long, and most of it is just like pointless aerial shots. I just was really bored. And that's not one of my favorite stories or anything either, so I basically hate every character. It sucked. I was like, this is miserable. I'm so bored. Why won't this end? So we definitely will not be ever watching that again, because we both realized, wow, this is mostly fluff and almost entirely garbage. And like the emotional parts of the movie are only the music. The acting is like not very good. Anyway, bad experience. To refer to what's going on in the chat, Jules, I didn't know that you took an improv class. I find that to be kind of out of character for you. So that's really cool. That's what I'm planning on doing in the coming year, is taking an improv class, because it's very out of character for me. And I'm super scared. So I will have to get some tips and tricks from you, but you said that UCB crushed your hopes and dreams. So what were your hopes and dreams? What did they crush? This is very sad, but also very intriguing. Also, my foot is falling asleep. The fun facts you get to learn on a live stream. You guys are so lucky. And radio silence for a couple of seconds. I recorded some vlogs yesterday, so that'll be great. Oh, Jules. Wow, this is so interesting. I always am like shocked when people are way into comedy. I don't know why, but every time I hear that someone like wants to be a comedian or like markets themselves as a comedian, I'm just like completely shocked by this. I don't know. I think it's just because it's so far outside of my own realm, and I'm very into myself that I just only think of my own perspective. But that's really interesting, Jules. And I'm sorry for you, but also sometimes you just have to move on to bigger and better stuff, like making your own TV shows for the internet. Which I'm feeling super blocked on that right now too, but luckily we don't need to worry about it because we have Lily Evans and The Stroke of Midnight. So I hope everyone has seen it. It's one of those things, like, I know that I've posted it a million times, but I definitely have friends that are like, oh yeah, like I'm planning on getting to that. And I haven't gotten a lot of feedback from people I know personally. Like, I've gotten feedback from people that I know from the internet or that I don't know from the internet, and so it's hard to, I don't know. get that validation because people are just not great at responding when you send them stuff. And you like think that you have friends in the world, but I think that most people that I am friends with and like hang out with and stuff don't have just like a ton of familiarity with internet content, and they're not like constantly consuming stuff, which is weird. And I think I've moved kind of in the opposite direction, and I have more friends who do stuff like that now, but like telling people like, oh yeah, we post our stuff on YouTube is always like, interesting. Like people think it's really weird. It's like me when people say they want to be a comedian and I'm freaked out. I'm not freaked out. I just feel like this is how I feel about it. It's so presumptuous to be like, I'm funny, and to introduce yourself as like being funny, because then the bar is so high. Like everyone's gonna expect you to make jokes all the time, and if they're not laughing, they're like, oh, you said you were funny, and you've disappointed everyone. So I feel like it's better to just like not go there, and if you happen to be funny in the middle of everything else, like good for you. But I think maybe I'm just paranoid about people being disappointed by me. Yes, thank you for thinking the Star Wars jokes are funny. We really enjoyed those too, Katie and I, when we were writing them. I wanted to make sure that we got some Muggle culture referenced in the stories, since Lily is Muggle-born. And yeah, Star Wars is the best. And it was like a huge phenomenon, so to ignore it would have felt very false to me. I know there's like a lot of scuttlebutt around the new Fantastic Beasts movie. And I have like different reasons that I'm annoyed by it, but I have to say that that poster thing they released, the like moving picture, was the most beautiful thing. I watched it like 100 times. It's just so stunning. And yeah, I don't know why that franchise is pretending to like, why is it still Fantastic Beasts? Because I don't really see a place for like any of those creatures in the future subsequent stories about Grindelwald and Dumbledore. So I think that they just like, that was a weird backdoor marketing tactic that really sucked and ultimately was not very smart. But I also thought that that movie was two different movies, like smashed into one movie. It was like, here's all this super dark, like magical stuff and drama, but also like, look at these cute animals. They have crazy eyes. And I liked the cute part of it. I wasn't there for the super dark stuff. That's just me. That's just my opinion. And I think that if I ever watch Fantastic Beasts and were to find them ever again, I will probably do my own edited version where I just skip all the parts that I found to be sort of boring and dark. I like to do that with a bunch of different movies. Like there's like a me version of stuff where I'm just like, this scene is boring. Like when I rewatch The OC, I freaking never watch the stuff with Sandy and Kirsten. Never. I don't give a crap about those two. I've seen it once, and so I like have it in my mind. It's not important to me. When I watch Failure to Launch, I only watch the parts with Zooey Deschanel. I just think, you know, if there are parts that I like and parts that I don't like, then that's how we're gonna do it. And I have kind of done that with La La Land a little bit. Like, I'll just like watch the parts that I like. You can't stop me, haha. Yeah, Jules, you need to watch more movies. You gotta watch stuff if you're gonna make stuff. Those are the rules. That's what I'm constantly telling Kaylee. You can't be a part of the industry if you're not gonna support the industry. And my goal is to like always elevate and be better than what I'm doing. So like I want to be a TV show. I don't want to be a web show. I want to be the level, the quality of a TV show or a movie, if that's what we're doing. Which is super fun for my crew. No pressure or anything. All right, I'm gonna do this for 10 more minutes. So if you have questions or topics you would like me to cover, otherwise I can continue rambling forever. I love talking to myself. It's super normal. In my pajamas in my bedroom at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been sick, okay? Oh my goodness. So sick. And just really tired, which stinks. More silence. Okay, so I've been posting more stuff on my YouTube channel, which has been really fun, and kind of like songs and just random stuff, kind of trying to find a happy medium between like stuff that's really pretty and edited by not me. Hi Kaylee. Versus things that are just like off the cuff, more like this, where I don't really care what it looks like or what I look like, and I just want to like talk and communicate. That's one of my big goals for right now, that I am communicating with people and using all social media and the internet to have conversations with people. So I've like really minimized like the amount of people that I follow and the amount of people that I kind of keep track of into people that I can interact with, and very few that I don't interact with but I really admire, so that it can be more conversational. And I downloaded this app called Marco Polo where I can talk to people face to face. It's like a video messaging app, and it's been so fun because I have friends that are all over the place and I actually get to talk to them instead of just like texting or using Google Hangouts, which is like just not the same. But with this app, it's still like you can be on your own schedule and you don't have to respond right away, or like, hey, can you talk, at 5 p.m. my time and 6 p.m. your time or whatever. It's nice. I love it. So that's been a big thing that I've been trying to focus on, is like, instead of having the internet make me feel like I'm just shouting at a bunch of people who don't care, to use it as more of a connector and a tool to actually talk to my friends. Yay! I hope that things move in that direction just in general, because it can be really lonely and suck when you're just like putting stuff out there to a silent or unwilling audience. So I just noticed that the LaCroix that I'm drinking, which is berry flavored, matches the treats that I have. How cute! Oh man, that was an unintentional and super adorable. Congratulations to me for being super on brand. What did Kaylee just say? Kaylee just said that we're not friends. That's cool. That's fine. I guess this is her way of telling me that. But she's right. You don't need to ask friends. I mean, that's what everyone always says to me. Like, oh, did you just cast your friends? Did you just ask your friends to help you on this? And it's like, no. We asked people to come on professionally and to bring their skills in that manner, and then we became friends with some of the people along the way. Because you gotta get people who are dedicated and willing, and if you read Tosh Hart's Tolstoy, which hasn't been my experience because we started this when we were a lot older, which I think makes a big difference. It wasn't a bunch of high school kids who were balancing a lot of stuff, and it was like adults that were more dedicated. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that we haven't had like a ton of problems with people just like being obsessive over the like friendship part of it. Because I always like when I introduce people to working on stuff and whatever, I tell them like, this is intense, it's gonna be a lot of work, it's gonna be, you know, professional, and it's a work environment, and you gotta treat it as such. And then if you happen to like us, that is a bonus. Yeah, I liked Tosh Hart's Tolstoy a lot. I think there were a couple things that I just found unrelatable, but it was a cute look at kind of that idea of just jumping into the web series thing. And yeah, the part I found the most unrelatable was that they got like super famous because someone reblogged or tweeted about or whatever their series. But I did like the part that when it came down to like the criticism of the way they had adapted it, I thought that was really realistic. Like, that people were like, they're teenagers that don't understand this story. We were just talking about the Little Women adaptation that existed and then sort of disappeared. And Little Women is like one of my favorite books, and I'm very attached to the characters. Oh, very bad connection. The internet here sucks. Anyway, and we were just saying, Kaylee and I were saying, not my friend, just my roommate and business partner, that it's just disappointing, and like, oh man, we wish we could like do our own that kind of had a better understanding of the characters and the story and whatever. But what I realized is the reason I love Little Women is because it's charming. It's set in the 1860s, and there are elements in the story that like you can't really translate to being like a modern adaptation, and when you do make it modern, it completely wipes out all the charm. It's just a very, like, it's a fine line and a delicate situation to be like, well, now it's all modern, and like a lot of times modern means edgy, and it means like, I can't think of any other word. That's just the only word that comes to my head. Gritty. And it's like they have to deal with like real life situations, and that was even kind of with the Babysitters Club, which is only from the 90s. It's not even that old, but it was like written for children, and we wanted to maintain kind of that atmosphere, and that it was just, it's very up, it's like a cheerful, positive vibe, and we wanted to keep that with Babysitters Club, and I don't see that being done all the time with these book adaptations. Obviously Anna Karenina, not one of those. Go for it. Make it as gritty as you want. But it sounds like from Tosh Hart's Tolstoy that they went the opposite way, and they made it like too cute, and people were like, I think you may have missed the point. So yeah, it's just like a fine line, I think, also in taking anything that's not yours and kind of saying like, I understand this really well. Because your interpretation is always going to be your own. But freak, I want to make Little Women into a thing that's not stupid. No offense. Or whatever. Offense. I don't think they're going to see this. Oh, almost done with my 30 minutes. I like doing live streams. They're the opposite of what I'm talking about with communication. I just have this captive audience, but there's this great chat feature, so I can see what you guys are talking about. Nope, too late, Kaylee. You already said. Sorry, you're not getting a Christmas present. Actually, nobody's getting a Christmas present. Merry Christmas, Lily Evans and The Stroke of Midnight. Go watch it today on YouTube. It's 27 minutes long, and it's extremely high quality. Please tell me when you watch it, because nobody ever does. And I want to know what people think. Alright, well, I'm gonna go because it keeps telling me I have a very bad connection. Whatever. Sorry, everyone. The internet in our house is garbage. And thanks for hanging out and letting me do this in my pajamas. Not that you had a choice. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, hi, Cassandra. And also, bye, Cassandra. And bye to everyone else.